Hello and welcome you once again in this new session of history. And today we are going to read about your chapter number 4, the Mauryan Empire. In this session, we will read about the sources of the Mauryan Empire through Arthashastra, Indica, Ashoka's edicts, and Sanchi Stupa, their political history and administrations about the Chandragupta Maurya, Ashoka, and Ashoka's Dhamma. So now let's start with the Mauryas. The Mauryan Empire was founded in the 4th century BC by Chandragupta Maurya. He was very powerful man with a powerful army, and he led the foundation of the vast empire. It was the Chandragupta Maurya who laid down the foundation of Mauryan Empire. He overthrew the Nandas, Mananda and Dhanananda from Magadha and the Greek satraps from the northwest frontier and unified a large part of Indian subcontinent under his centralized government. So, Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of the Mauryan dynasty, he threw away the Dhanananda from the Nanda dynasty. Then he also overthrew the Greek satrapas from the northwest frontier. He maintained a very powerful army, and in the 4th century BC, with the help of Kautilya, he established his empire. After his death, his son Bindusar, and after the death of Bindusar, Ashoka, these two made the bitest period for the Mauryan Empire. They considered their subjects and they built many marvels in art and architecture, and some of which were survived up these days. Now let us read about the sources of Mauryan Empire. First, it was a literary source, and the first literary source was the Arthashastra written by the Kautilya. You know the Kautilya or Chanakya, or his name was actually the Vishnugupta. He wrote a book of name was Arthashastra. He also was the advisor and the prime minister of Chandragupta. Arthashastra was written in Sanskrit. It was written in Sanskrit, and it is a comprehensive manual that deals with politics, rules of diplomacy, principles of the administration, and other such political topics. This book was discovered in 1909, and its English translation is now available. So, Arthashastra was first written in Sanskrit by Kautilya or Chanakya or Vishnugupta. He was actually the chief advisor or the prime minister of Chandragupta Maurya. This book was found in 1909 and was translated in English. Then another literary source was Indica, a book written by a Megasthenes, a Greek ambassador. In his book, he wrote about the Mauryan dynasty, especially the Chandragupta Maurya. He was sent in the court of the Chandragupta Maurya by the Seleucus, and Seleucus was the Greek ruler, the governor of Alexander the Great. In Indica, it contains his impressions of what he heard and saw during the stay in India, especially in the time of Chandragupta Maurya. Though the original book of Indica written by Megasthenes was lost, but its fragments were still alive by the writings of the later Greek authors like Strabo, Arians, and Diodorus. This is the picture of Chanakya Then the other source was the archaeological source, in which we found the edicts of Ashoka. What is the edict of Ashoka? It was a decree issued by the sovereign. The edicts of Ashoka was written in a stone. You can see it is written in the stone in a pillar, and these edicts are inscribed on the rocks and the pillars throughout the country, and it includes the 14 major rocks edicts, 7 pillar edicts, and a number of minor rocks edicts. The inscription of these edicts provide a useful insight into the life and ideals of Ashoka and about the history of Mauryas in general. So almost 4 major rocks edicts have been found, in which the thoughts of the country and the law of the country was written, and 7 pillar edicts are also there, and also there are a number of minor rocks are found. And the most important of the Ashoka's reign was the conquest of Kalinga. This was the war after which the life has been changed of Ashoka. After the end of the war, the war drum, that is the Bheri Ghosha, was silent forever. He declared that there will be no more war after the Kalinga war, and he started the Dharma Ghosha, that was the call of non-violence and universal peace. He wrote all these things in his pillar, in his edicts. Another source was the stupa, specially built by Ashoka. A Sanchi stupa. It is a semi-spherical solid dome-like structure. It was made by the unburnt bricks and stones, and the Buddhist stupa was special significance. It is said that it represents the spiritual body of Buddha and containing his relics under, such as hair, teeth or bones. The casket containing these relics is placed at the base of the dome, and the foundation of the Sanchi stupa was laid by Ashoka at Sanchi, and Sanchi is about 45 km away from Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh. In this stupa there are 4 gateways in all 4 directions. In all 4 directions, they have a carved panel depicting events from the life of Buddha and the tales of Jataka. Buddha is represented by the symbols like a peepal tree, lotus or a wheel, and the pillars are surmounted by the capitals which contain the sculpture of lions. So these are the 2 sources, literary source and the archaeological source. Now we will read about the Mauryan Empire. First it was the Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya was the founder of the Mauryan Empire. Though we don't know about his childhood life, but it is believed that once Kautilya saw him, he found a bright future in Chandragupta Maurya. So when he met Kautilya at Takshashila, Kautilya was the son of a Brahmin. He was working in Dhanananda's court, but Dhanananda insulted him. He then promised Dhanananda that one day he will destroy his dynasty, and he started training Chandragupta Maurya. When Chandragupta Maurya came into his teenage, with the help of Kautilya, he defeated Dhanananda. He captured the Nanda's capital Patliputra, and he laid down the Mauryan dynasty. During that time, Alexander, the Greek ruler, also conquered many states in northwestern part of India. But after his death, his territories in India's subcontinents was taken by Chandragupta Maurya. With the help of Chanakya, he embarked on the consolidation process of the empire. And in 305 BC, India was again attacked by the Seleucus, a former general under Alexander. Chandragupta defeated Seleucus, and according to the treaty signed with the Seleucus, Chandragupta got Kabul, Kandahar, Herat and Baluchistan from this Greek commander. Seleucus gave his daughter Helen in marriage of Chandragupta. And this was the policy of Chandragupta to marry. He married the daughter of Seleucus. Though Seleucus was defeated badly by Chandragupta, he gave Kabul, Kandahar, Herat and Baluchistan to Chandragupta, and also his daughter Helen to marry Chandragupta. And Chandragupta appointed Pushyagupta as the governor of his northwestern front province. He then proceeded to the south and captured some territories there. Chandragupta's empire extended from Kabul to Kandahar in the northwest, then to Mysore in the south, and from Bengal in the east to Saurashtra in the west. Almost all over India from east, west, north, south. Now it was under the Chandragupta Maurya. So that's all for today's session. We will continue this lesson in our next session. Till then, have a nice day and take care of your health.